Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 10 a.m. We're here for a work session, and we are excited that you're with us today. Before we go any further, we'd like to have the Pledge of Allegiance, and Councilman Kern, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir, very, very much.
Great job, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Does anyone have any announcements this morning?
Yes, I remind everyone that this is National Donor Month. Please, everyone, consider either filling out the cards with donating once you pass or being a living donor. There's people in need of kidneys, 100,000 people a day. 100,000 people in the United States need one currently. So everyone consider being a living donor. For that, it's a great feeling to be able to help save someone's life. Also, I wanted to remind everyone that the composting, online on the town's website, you can purchase composters and rain barrels. And being that, when was Earth Day? Was that Wednesday? This is a great time to think about that in the spring. Purchase that online, and you can pick them up at the Youngs Avenue facility on June 13th between 9 and 2 p.m. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
I would just like to remind everybody, for those that don't know, that this Saturday is our town-wide spring cleanup. Come down to Town Hall between the hours of 9 and 11 and come get your pickers and your gloves, and we'll give you trash bags and do your part to keep our community clean. So I hope to see everybody. Bring your family, the kids. We do have a great showing for this event. And we will also have the Lions Club will be here, and they will be collecting electronics. So if you have an old radio or cell phone or keyboard, laptop, anything that you need to get rid of, they will take it and dispose of it for you. So again, that's this Saturday, April 25th.
Thank you, Councilwoman Waski. Anyone else?
I'll just mention the hometown hero banners have been going up. We did notice during installation we had a number of brackets that unfortunately during the winter, we believe it may have been through snow plows that some of the brackets were bent. So I think Ken Tester and the building and grounds crew and street lighting crew are out there repairing some of them. So not every banner is up yet. It is a work in progress, and they will certainly all be hanging before Memorial Day, but it's a work in progress.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
So let's not forget Saturday when the little junior Mets and Yankees and our Little League team, which will start at 10:30 a.m. at Stotchke Park. Come see the future baseball players. And I'm going to just ask that to follow up with Denise, if there's a flyer for the living donor, since it's a whole month, can we put that on, the flyer up on Channel 22? Thank you.
Awesome.
I have one other thing. I just want to mention that Saturday morning is also the polar plunge for the Special Olympics, and our PBA is partaking in that, and they've raised a lot of money, and there's a lot of police officers that will be doing the plunge, and I know that the Moose Lodge has a group that are participating in it as well. It's a great community event, so if you'd like to go down to Splish Splash Saturday morning and show your support, I know there's a lot of great people that would really appreciate that.
Awesome. That's great. And then don't forget, America 250, our birthday party, is coming up on the 4th of July. But leading up to that, on May 1st at Suffolk Theater, 8 p.m., the Great American Bash. We did get an update. Tickets are going fast, and so there is limited ticket supply, so definitely don't miss out on that at all. So if that's everything, thank you, everyone. We'll begin our open session with matters surrounding our monthly code enforcement report with Officer Downs. So, Rich, if you want to come down and give your report.
No pun intended. Come on down.
Exactly.
It's like the price is right.
You got it.
Price is wrong. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, Rich?
Good. All right, everybody have the code report for February and March, combined report. Okay, so for the complaint investigations, for the period between February 1st and March 1st, we opened up a total of 139 complaints. It's pretty good. The complaints included, but were not limited to, rental properties without permits, rental verification investigations, illegal apartments and overcrowding, property maintenance issues, dangerous conditions, code violations, noise, lighting ordinance complaints, zoning use violations, illicit discharges, vehicles and parking violations, residential work without permits, site plan, land use violations, pool safety complaints, wetlands, and solid waste complaints. So the tickets and violations section, we issued a total of 45 in February and 94 in March. Combined total is 139. So quite busy there.
You know, I wonder, I think that the complaint investigations and the tickets violation issued should be posted on our website so that people know that code is out there doing all this work. And I think it's important that they see the complaints so that if there's something in their neighborhood, right, they can look down this list here and say, I'm calling code.
Sure, we can even have this report put on the website.
That'd be great.
There's nothing really confidential here, so no problem.
Okay.
So the primary violations for the summonses and violations included accessory apartments, certificate of occupancies, stop work orders, building permits, unsafe, dangerous structures or conditions, rental occupancy permits that were required, some property maintenance violations, parking on the front lawn violations, illegal occupancy and overcrowding, swimming pool violations, I know we're in the season now, excavation, importation, and mining violations, site plan violations, zoning use violations, and street, sidewalk, and snow removal violations. Those were from February.
So, Rich, I'm just curious because I know, I mean, normally there are some people that get so much public attention without realizing. How many people are building without permits right now, would you say?
It's ramping up right now because 'tis the season. It's getting warmer out there, so everybody's anxious to get started. In some cases, they have building permits just pending, and they're just, getting a jump on things. So we're seeing a lot of that.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I know you guys did a really good job of warning people about the snow removal, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I think those are moving through justice court now. So we'll see what happens. Victoria is up next, I think, right?
I just want you to know that I have received so many complaints over the past 2-3 weeks, particularly, about Polish Town. Marcy Avenue, Hamilton, Parkway, they are complaining about the amount of garbage that's all over the town, the neighborhoods there, excessive cars, parking on lawns. It's really getting out of hand.
Yep.
And I am happy that we are moving forward to hiring 2 part-time code enforcement officers to help your department. And I really appreciate the extra work that you're putting into, your daily duties that you already have on your plate. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, and I appreciate getting extra help too. So that'll be very helpful for us.
So, Rich, another one that I'm getting is people, when they're when they're blowing leaves and debris, they're blowing it into the street, and your cars are passing by, and their cars are getting hit with little pebbles and stuff like that. And I know that's against the law. I don't know what the fine is, Victoria. We can explore that later, but that's an issue, and especially when highways just went through and swept all the streets.
Yeah, I know. It's historically
They're in
been
the process
a problem.
of, yeah.
It's ever since the loose leaf pickup, people always just blow them out into giant piles in the street. In some cases, you'll see people fence them in, which is great because if they blow it into the fenced area, with those temporary Home Depot fencing that you can get, the orange fencing, you can blow it in there. But in some cases, they just miss and they just blow it out into the street. Yeah, that's a no for us.
Is it also, then it clogs up the drains eventually? I mean, there's a whole...
Silts up the drains,
Yeah.
the storm drains, yep.
I think I've always I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, and it's as the weather breaks warm, everybody's get their motorcycles out and ride. Keep conscious with those leaves, as Councilman Kern said, out in the street, but also the grass clippings and so forth. It's quite dangerous, especially on larger roads like Sound Avenue, other things where things get out there on the road, and they're very slick for motorcycles, so
Yeah.
let's try to do our best to keep them on a curb.
Yeah, absolutely, and I advise everybody, all the residents, to get yard waste permits because they don't even pick up grass clippings, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just even cutting the grass, just the small amount that blows out from the side,
Sure.
Trying to,
Yep.
it does become very dangerous.
Yep.
Is it possible, can we ask Councilor Howard if you could just come forward? Do we have the resolutions in for our next meeting for our code enforcement officers and additional staff, like updates, so that we're keeping on track with Councilwoman Zwoski's initiatives?
As well as yours.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, no, there's no resolutions in because we haven't identified the people that we're hiring yet. We put up the posting on Indeed
Okay.
for,
That's good.
for the part-time positions. Once we interview people and identify the candidates that we want to hire, then we'd put in the resolution to approve their hire.
Okay, but it is been published and posted, and we're setting up interviews soon,
Yes.
or, right? Okay, so now's the time for interested parties to respond and to apply. Right, so that would be good.
I noticed, Rich, that it did the permits for rental properties in February 82, and then in March, it jumped up to 144. Are those accessory dwelling units, or what types of rental properties are they?
Well, we monitorage of different types of rental properties. We inspect single-family homes, multiple family homes, three-family homes, and apartments. So in some cases, you'll see a bump in the number because of the apartments.
It
Yeah.
jumped a whole lot. Do
Yeah.
you have an idea, if you can find out how that broke down? Like, where's the increase coming from?
Are you talking about the revenue or the?
Yes, on page 3.
Okay. Oh, page 3,
I'm sorry.
okay. That's the total.
That's, the
Combined
permits
total.
issued in February were 82, and in March, permits, rental properties, and it has permits issued 144. So I was curious.
Yeah, it's probably just that we did more inspections that month.
I think sometimes if you're in the
and
larger
it's-
buildings, do you go quicker through them, like?
So the apartments, yeah, we do go through them quicker, and that will amount to more inspections. Yep, so. Yeah, and we rely on the applicant to schedule the inspections too. In some cases, we're just kind of pushing them to schedule their inspection, and a lot of times they're just late on doing that. So it's a lot of phone calls and just trying to get the applicant just to schedule the inspection. So.
We have to follow up with them? So is there a way that we can set it, we need to discuss maybe setting something up where they get X amount of time to do it?
They do. It's 3 months, but even the 3-month period, in some cases, they're lacking certain
I'll work with you.
paperwork.
I'll work with you on that.
It's 3 months to pass the inspection, I believe.
It's 3
and then
months
if
to
you
get
fail
one.
to-
Yeah.
To get the inspection. And if you fail to pass the inspection, you have to reapply.
And we're starting to enforce that now because the rules have changed as of last year, and so we're just giving people some time to get acclimated.
Any other questions? Comments, questions?
Okay.
Thank you both.
All right. Thank you.
Our next is our matters surrounding our monthly Justice Court report with our counselor. Victoria, if you'd like to come to the table, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Excuse my jacket. I spilled coffee on my shirt. So, does everyone have the charts for both months? Okay. And just to answer the question that was pitched about 10 minutes ago, the leaf blowing on the roads, that's under 237.13. That's deposits, obstructions, and encumbrances prohibited on the road. That's a $1,000 fine. You could also probably charge them under littering, $245, and that is a $1,000 fine with a $65 surcharge.
Yeah, does the other one have a surcharge too?
No.
Let's put one on.
I'll get right on that.
I know.
So February slightly lower because we had that big snowstorm. So all of the cases that were on one of those February dates got moved to March. So as you can see, February we still did really well, but March is is pretty much triple that. So we had a couple of trials. I have a bunch coming up in May. But as you can see, blight and fire marshal cases are the ones that are really bringing in the most. And a lot of them they're moving very quickly, and if they're not moving, they're getting put on for trial. So that's really all I have, unless there's particular questions about anything going on in court or what you want to see going on in court.
So,
Doing a good job.
Thank you.
the blight mitigation,
Yes.
is that solely for residential areas, or does that also include blighted buildings that
It can be
are
both.
on Main Street?
Yeah, it can
Yeah,
be both.
okay.
Most of what we see and most of what are pled in justice court are the residential homes.
Any questions?
Okay, great. Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you very much. Absolutely awesome. Our next one is matters surrounding our monthly town clerk report with our good friend Jim.
That record, I think.
Really good. A lot of dog licenses.
I was just gonna say, I just wanna know about the dogs.
Yeah. Actually, we had a pretty good month, actually, in March. FOIL requests are up a little bit, but they're being circumvented pretty quickly. Special event permits came in, as you see at the town board meetings. We had 12 permits come in. Dog licenses renewals are good. Fishing licenses are starting to come in at 45 of those. Yard sale permits are starting to go out. And the big one is taxi cab renewals. Those are huge for us. My deputy is right on top of that. She took over that when she took office, and she's very good on top of that. That's,
Thank you for that, Jim.
It is. It not only keeps everything up to date, but taxi cab renewals are no joke. I mean, the drivers all have to get fingerprinted. They have to have a criminal history, and all that's got to be presented. All got to go through the town attorney for even the renewals, and it's fee based. So we were able to capture a lot of backlog with money, which was really good. So everybody's up to date on that. So every month she pulls out, see who's coming up, sends a letter. Next month you're going to be expired, and she does that. So it was really good. Claims, we had 13 claims come in during March, and that's just most of that was due to the winter and the roadways and potholes and bent up rims and stuff. But a lot of that had to do with state and county roads. It really didn't affect us too much. So, but they came in anyway, just the same, and they got circulated. As you know, we have a public hearing coming up in May, on May the 5th, for a shellfish renewal of that code that we're right now, there's no fee for shellfish licenses, but in comparison to surrounding towns, which are more than what we're going to go with $10, which is, I would like to justify it. I don't like to charge fees for just to charge fees. So we looked at material, we looked at labor, we looked at the time involved to do that, the computer work involved. So $10 seems reasonable, which would justify the fees. So
Right, but then you have the Bay Constable out there who's checking, right, for people's permits. So I would, and that could be the reason why other towns charge a little bit more, because there's other,
Right.
There's
I'm sure. I'm right. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just looking at probably the cost it takes to issue it.
I understand.
Not maybe by not having it might be a different avenue for that. But
Okay. And I appreciate that.
well, thank you, Bob.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, like I said, that's all we do is public service in our office, really. So handicap permits are up. It's mostly, we are. Site plans are coming in. They come in every day. We just had a nice one come in, but that'll get circulated. So, and that's it. Any questions? Come on, tell me.
No, sir.
Come on, I need to know.
Other than your shellfish, finfish.
Shellfish,
You're good to go.
finfish, and I'm getting ready to. I'm sorry for not wearing my suit and tie, which I normally always wear, but I'm heading down to Vegas this afternoon, so to take care of some family business. Yeah.
Renewing some gambling licenses? What are we doing?
You'll be in our thoughts and prayers.
Going to say goodbye to a family member. So. But
Yep, you're on thoughts and prayers. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, be safe. All right, our final report, our matters surrounding monthly police report with Chief Frost.
Do-do-do-do.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Put my order in.
Carrying around with him.
He's ordering, during executive session, Chief's gonna order his lunch, so it's great.
All right, we'll start out with February. Pretty routine month for us. Criminal incidents were down to 100, but we'll discuss that in March when we get to that. I mean, everything kind of stayed the same. They dropped a little, obviously. Simple assaults went down. That was a bigger category. Just, criminal mischief went down a little bit. Drugs and narcotic violations went down. Driving under the influence in February went up to 17. We had no suspected drug overdoses in February. Just that's another informational stat.
Awesome.
And then you can see at page 7 just what the arrests were for. Just where it's at. So February again, as Victoria stated, that we had a lot of snow, probably kept a lot of people inside, a lot of people off the streets. So that was definitely a good aspect of it.
Still shoplifting out there, huh?
Yes, well, we'll bring that up in March, but
Okay, yeah.
I was just going to ask, on the February report, I noticed a big decline revenue collected. From
yes,
25
we had an intern. Again, we're still having trouble processing alarm billing. We did speak to the water department to try to get them onto the town's billing system. It just didn't work out for how we bill. So a lot of that revenue is from alarm billing, like false alarm billing.
Oh.
So we're still trying to process that. We do have an intern lined up for starting next month. So hopefully we'll, unfortunately, we probably overwhelmed the town attorney's office during the summer, but we'll hopefully recoup a lot of that during that time period. And we're still trying to work. It's because we went to a newer system, that we really didn't have much input on, and does not have the alarm billing module. So, but we do it manually when we have the interns to catch up.
Chief, who do I talk to in terms of PAL? Somebody came up, there's sort of this junior football league, so it's when you finish with PAL and then you can't get on to junior varsity or something. There's a group and they compete. Who do I?
You'd probably have to speak to the PAL football director. I believe it's still Mike Hyde. I'd have to kind of check on that because those positions kind of roll, throughout. Newer people take over. I'm not really sure. Mike Hyde was in the position. And he actually does, I believe, do some kind of teaching in the middle school. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be the person. But Mike Hyde right now. So,
Thank you.
okay.
I just want to publicly, Councilman Kern and I had the opportunity to meet with and speak with District Attorney Ray Tierney's office, and I just have to praise the detective work and the Riverhead Police for the multiple arrests for gang activity, the collection of illegal firearms, but then at the same time there was a great takedown of narcotics as well. I think even the following day, there's just they have done nothing but praise how great it has been to work with the Riverhead Tech Department under your leadership, and that they've accomplished great tasks towards making our streets safe. But he just praises how great it's been and open-minded in the unity between the county police department with our local Riverhead as well as other East End Task Force. So you're doing a phenomenal job on that front.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And with the FBI, the U.S. Marshals were involved. I was really impressed with the scope of that whole investigation and what the outcome was.
A couple of detectives had a major part in those two cases. Again, things have changed since my time. A lot of electronic work with phones, computers, etc., going through everything and kind of piecing everything together. But also working collaboratively with Suffolk County Police Department, Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, the Suffolk County Sheriffs. Everyone has had a part in it, and all the information comes together, and it leads to a successful case. It was 2 homicides pinned to that case. One was in Riverhead back in 2000. I want to say 22, I believe, or early 23. Someone that was unfortunately fatally shot here, and then there was another one, I think, in the Mastic Belport area. So it was a good case, and obviously the next day we did come up with another good arrest for illegal narcotics that were possessed in the Riverhead area.
Excellent.
These are long, tedious investigations that you guys work through, and they just said, like, you guys have been like an open book with them and just working so great.
Yeah, so they, they actually, those couple of those detectives were kind of half the time detailed out. They were going up to hot dog to the DA's office, working there with with Ray Tiener's team, putting this case together. So it worked out well for everyone.
I just have one question I want to ask. How do you find the crime control unit working out?
Crime control is great because I'm going to actually bring it up in March, the March's numbers. That's fine. They're doing well. I have 3 people in there. They're knocking down the pettit larcenies a lot, and now they actually met. There was a meeting, I believe, last week or the week before with actually all the law enforcement agencies in Suffolk County, because I think it was run by the district attorney's office, because they're seeing an uptick in larcenies all over the place. So they're actually, the DA's office is being proactive, and they're going to prosecute stuff like I brought up before, but they're also changing, if you're trespassed from a Riverhead Home Depot, and then what the individuals usually do, they'll go to the one in, Coram and steal, and now they need a separate trespass affidavit for that store. So they're actually came up with a different affidavit that's going to list. So once you trespass in one, you're trespassed for every store in Suffolk County for Home Depot, and then they can turn it. So we trespass someone here, they go to Huntington, it's in Suffolk County, and they have this new affidavit filled out. It goes to a burglary, which is a felony. So and the DA's office is looking. They brought this to the forefront. So it changes a lot.
He's doing a great job. He's big help.
Well, I was thinking crime control unit's great because it's like detectives in the making.
Correct. They do a lot of statements, they do a lot of photo spreads, and, they often help out the younger patrol force, give them guidance, and then maybe, here and there, take a quick statement from where we need a statement taken, where maybe, someone newer never has taken a statement before, but they kind of walk them through it as like guidance as well, so. All right, we'll walk into March. What the biggest number is, obviously, the criminal incidents jumped to 167. I do have a breakdown of where this came from, and this is where I'm saying the crime control unit. So we had a store on the 58 corridor changed their loss prevention tagging. So the one store itself had 12 criminal incidents attached to it because of the new merchandise tracking system. It's more like almost like GPS. I don't want to say which store it is, so people, but that's why they reported so much more. That's a bigger change. I did send the crime control sergeant out with his team to find out we found out what the reason was based on the new tracking system, as well as we did a operation with them where we were outside and an individual that had stole that day, took property from the store, but he also did it 3 previous times in the past month. So the individual got arrested that day, but then he also got the other charges dropped on him for, the other 3 times, all on that day. So, we actively, obviously, do that with the loss prevention departments that want to do it. Like, not every store wants to, but the ones that do, we join up with them. We pick a day, and then we, see if, based on numbers, like, all right, they have a lot of larcenies on this day, and between this time, it's not just like we're going out. We're kind of like fine tuning it on when and where it's occurring.
Right,
So.
you can turn larcenies into grand larcenies.
Correct.
That's great.
I'm going to say, simple assaults obviously went up. We did have a couple residential facilities where they accounted for 8 of the simple assault increases. I'm not going to name the living facilities where they are, but it's kind of common current for us. So that was a pretty good, increase as well. DWIs went up again, another increase by 5. We had, based on the arrests for the narcotics, based on that search warrant, which you were talking about, Constable Rothwell, obviously our narcotics violations went up based on that, which...
Great work.
Yes. There's nothing in the uptick that is specific towards against just the general public. It's more of people, the simple assaults are up. It's Councilman Kern and I are friends. We're at a house, we get into a disagreement, and I end up pushing him and end up
That's what happened.
You didn't pay for your guitar list?
Yes.
Trespass was up.
Trespassing is now where in the stores we're constantly hitting them with trespass affidavits. So that's what the initial incident would be. It would be considered a trespass, and that trespass leads into possibly if the person comes back, a higher level charge.
So the uptick also, to clarify, is then you're getting more stores like on Route 58 that are signing on, to agree for you guys to come in to prosecute, where in the past, maybe a store owner or manager just sees it as a daily loss of revenue, and now has chosen to sign on and allow you to do this, which it may appear that there's an uptick, but it's really about now prosecuting crimes that have been ongoing, that you haven't had the ability to do that.
Correct. That's definitely a strong portion of it, yes. And the loss prevention units in the town of Riverhead, they actually thank us for our efforts, thank the crime control officers and their supervisor for going out and proactively addressing this.
It's very good.
Any reason for the uptick in the domestic incidents? In March, it went up a bit. It's January 42, February 46, and 60 in March.
No, nothing that I could see. Like I said, I had this all broken out because I knew this would come up. There's nothing here that indicates that it's something that, trending. It's just the March, maybe people were in the house more because of the weather. It was kind of cold. Other than that, I don't have any correlation to report on that.
And near and dear to his heart, Councilman Kern, deer strikes are down from 9 to 1. He's been out there clearing the roads.
We did have 2, again, I spoke to you guys about this, suspected drug overdoses. We're not really sure at this point until we get a better, they're non-fatal. We gave Narcan to one of them twice, and then the other individual once, and they were 42-year-old males that were a non-fatal overdose situation. So.
Do we know what the substance was? Was it fentanyl?
That's what we're waiting for. Drugs coming back from the lab actually takes a long time to get processed, so we won't. That's why I'm kind of moving away from saying it's a fatal, because the drugs might not have been the contributing factor to if the person died.
Right.
So.
Can I ask you a
Sure.
question? The Narcan. How much does that cost, and who pays for that?
I don't believe we pay for it. I think we get it. We got a whole bunch from CAP. They donated it, and I'll have to look into the other source, but I don't believe we actually pay for it. I think it comes from the county or it comes from another source, but I have never seen a purchase order for Narcan that I've signed. So
Usually the public should know, like on the hazardous waste collection days up at the highway department, CAP is always present there, and often they will teach you, so they will spend 5 minutes and give you a brief class and summary on Narcan, and you can pick it up and you carry it. I have some in my truck. It's just in case you ever driving down and somebody on the side of the road claps or something, you can do an evaluation, but CAP does a brief
Yeah,
class in
certified.
summary and
Yeah,
you
they
can have it on.
actually, I went to the CAP luncheon and they did a demonstration, and I actually have the little bag. I was just wondering, essentially, the taxpayers in some form of the way are paying for this, and I just wanted to
And
know.
a lot of it's provided too from Northwell Health, does,
We have
works with CAP on that.
Correct.
Gain the medication.
So if you have no other question, I just want to report that the police department we went for reaccreditation in the past couple of days. Three police officers, usually ranking officers, come down and, rip our police department paperwork-wise, the building itself, the maintenance of the building, rip it down to make sure we're in compliance with 112 standards that are set forth in New York State to have an accredited law enforcement agency that sets the standards for New York law enforcement. I'm pleased to say that, we've been told this morning that the group that was here are going to obviously go to the council and give us the blessing that, that what they seen was up to standards for New York State accredited law enforcement agency. So, yes, even though it's not official yet, but they are going to put us forward to say that yes, we are deserving of it. I would like to thank Dave from Buildings and Grounds. He did a lot of work at my police department, painting and getting everything up in order. And obviously, I would like to thank my staff, Captain Wilsey. She's the accreditation manager for this program. It's a big undertaking, as with 112 standards, and they go back 5 years of that standard where you need documentation for each standard for each year. So they went all the way back to 2021 for the 112 of the standards. It's a lot of work. It's a full cabinet, 4 drawers, packed tight. She definitely did a lot of work, as well as my administration, my lieutenants, and supervisors, and obviously the police officers that go out there every day, with the public, and do an excellent job. So
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah,
I just had one question more. I don't know if it's too soon, if you can announce or what, but do we have any decision on the dispatchers that were interviewed?
Not yet. I'm still working on that. I'm still working out with civil service with the list, and seeing one person's kind of like in a limbo right now. So I should have an answer soon. So, okay.
On some lighter news, the weather is warming up out there. We have 2 officers going into the Motorcycle Academy, so that's great. I thank County Executive Ed Romaine, Suffolk County Police Department for giving us some loaner bikes for training, so they can take the vehicle courses, so we'll have more
May
certifications.
24th or May 27th. It's around that day, the start of it.
So it's excited. So
Yep.
Be out there in warm weather and have our motorcycle unit rolling.
great stuff. Thank you,
Okay.
Chief.
Hey, good. All right. Yep. See you later.
So in a second, we'll do a first and second to enter into executive session to discuss the following. First is personnel, matters surrounding update on discipline of an employee with Howard, matters surrounding possible change in status of employees with Halpin, Montella, and Peaker, matters surrounding leave of absence with 2 employees with STRIPLIN-TIO, and litigation, matters surrounding update on litigation between the town of Riverhead and CAT 555 with Howard. May I have a motion to first and second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.